Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Ukraine latest, 100 civilians evacuated from Azovstal plant in Mariupol through safe passage operation. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has confirmed dozens of civilians have been evacuated from a steel plant in the bombed-out southern Ukrainian city of Mariupol. Mr. Zelensky said on social media that a group of 100 people were on their way from the Azovstal steelworks to Ukrainian-controlled territory. Images showed a group of around 50 civilians arriving in the village of Bezemen in the Donetsk region, around 30 kilometers east of Mariupol, with Ukrainian number plates in a convoy with Russian forces and vehicles with United Nations symbols. Russia declared victory in Mariupol on April 21 even as hundreds of Ukrainian troops and civilians took shelter in the city's Azovstal steelworks, a vast Soviet-era complex with a network of bunkers and tunnels, where they have been trapped with little food, water or medicine. Mr. Zelensky indicated that plans are underway for a Monday rendezvous with the evacuees in the southeastern Ukrainian city of Zaporizhzhia that has previously been a staging post for those fleeing Mariupol. Zaporizhzhia is located about 230 kilometers from Mariupol. Later on Sunday, one of the plant's defenders said Russian forces resumed shelling the plant as soon as the evacuation of a group of civilians was completed. As many as 100,000 people are believed to still be in blockaded Mariupol, including up to 1,000 civilians who were hunkered down with an estimated 2,000 Ukrainian fighters beneath the Soviet-era steel plant, the only part of the city not occupied by the Russians. Negotiations to evacuate the civilians had repeatedly broken down in recent weeks, with Russia and Ukraine blaming each other. Reid Moore, a spokesperson for the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, said a safe passage operation had started on Saturday and was being coordinated with the International Committee of the Red Cross, Russia and Ukraine. He said no further details could be released so as not to jeopardize the safety of evacuees and the convoy. The mayor of Mariupol declared a period of silence, pending official statements about the evacuations. The siege of Mariupol, in which Russian forces battled Ukrainian fighters, has turned the port city into a wasteland with an unknown death toll and thousands trying to survive with minimal water, sanitation or food. Space to play or pause, M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. Can't imagine what we have been through cowering in the labyrinth of Soviet-era bunkers far beneath the vast Azovstal steelworks. Natalia Usmanova felt her heart would stop. She was so terrified as Russian bombs rained down on Mariupol, sprinkling her with concrete dust. You just can't imagine what we have been through, the terror, Ms. Usmanova said. I lived there, worked there all my life, but what we saw there was just terrible. Ms. Usmanova, 37, spoke to Reuters on Sunday after being evacuated from the plant, a sprawling complex founded under Joseph Stalin and designed with a subterranean network of bunkers and tunnels to withstand attack. I feared that the bunker would not withstand it. I had terrible fear, Ms. Usmanova said, describing the time sheltering underground. When the bunker started to shake, I was hysterical. My husband can vouch for that. I was so worried the bunker would cave in. She recalled the lack of oxygen in the shelters and the fear that had gripped the lives of people hunkered down there. Ms. Usmanova was among dozens of civilians evacuated from the plant in Mariupol to the village of Bezemen. She said she joked with her husband on the bus ride out that they would no longer have to go to the lavatory with a torch. We didn't see the sun for so long, she said. Water shortage, smell of decomposing bodies. Fighter says Sviatoslav Palomar, the deputy commander of the Azov regiment, which is helping defend the last section of Mariupol not occupied by the Russians, said he was glad evacuations had begun. He said he hoped evacuations from the Azovstal steel mill would continue until everyone in the plant, civilians and soldiers, had been freed. Space to play or pause, M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. It has been difficult even to reach some of the wounded inside the plant, he told the Associated Press in an interview from Mariupol on Sunday. There is rubble. We have no special equipment. It is hard for soldiers to pick up slabs weighing tons only with their arms, he said. Read more. The Azovstal plant is strewn with mines, rockets, artillery shells and unexploded cluster ordnance, he said. He said the presence of children and civilians makes it harder to fight, and there are many injured people in the plant. There is not enough water, he said, and the air smells of decomposing bodies. The fighters in the plant will continue to